tonight's event hosted by the Indo-American Promotions in honor of Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Now, looking around us, we see so many people here. Who is responsible for the success of tonight's event? Let me give you a few hints. He's a well-respected businessman in his community. He is also the president of the Indo-American Promotions, who is instrumental in the development of economic ties between India and the state of New York. He's been active politically and has arranged several meetings for the Indian community to meet George Pataki and other members of his administration since 2 decades. In September of 2003, he coordinated an arranging meeting between Prime Minister of India and the Governor of New York. Still can't guess? Well, he was also the recipient of the Governor's Award for Excellence for his significant contribution to social, economical, and cultural development of the state. The Indo-American Promotion has already endorsed Mayor Michael Bloomberg during Asian Pacific Islanders for Bloomberg during the month of August in the City Hall Park. After having said so much, it can only be one person. So I ask you to please, with a round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Andy Shinoda.
Honorable Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Honorable Mrs. Neelam Deo, Consul General of India, good evening ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indo-American Promotion, it gives me great pleasure and pride in joining all of you in welcoming Mayor Bloomberg to this happy Diwali event. As you all know, Diwali is a time of rejoicing and happiness. We are a large community of immigrants who have migrated to this country since last 40 years. Majority of us are professionals like engineers, doctors, scientists, lawyers who has contributed to the development of this country since last in different ways. September 11 incident had a tremendous effect on the city and New York State. Mayor's strong leadership and foresight has brought the city back to normalcy within a short period of time. Mayor Bloomberg, we are all aware that under your leadership as mayor, our city of New York has become a better, safer, and pleasant place to live, and we all thank you for that, Mayor. Mayor has done a lot of good things to the people of the city. To name a few, crime has been reduced by 20% citywide. Domestic violence has been reduced citywide by 27%. Mayor has brought standards and accountability to the schools. Creation of Translation and Interpretation Unit by the Department of Education has helped non-English speaking parents to participate in their children's education. Mayor Bloomberg has launched the Language Line Pilot Project to help police officers to respond to the domestic violence incidents in which those involved do not speak English. Under Mayor's leadership, a lot of good jobs have been created and everybody has been benefited in all the boroughs. We are confident that a lot of good things are bound to happen in your new term. May I request Mayor Bloomberg to consider visiting India during your new term for bilateral. I would earnestly request my friends and community people to support strongly Mayor Bloomberg irrespective of their party affiliations. Mr. Mayor, I also want to say that we are particularly touched that you have come to our community at the just concluded Yom Kippur observance. For us, our holiday at this time, Diwali, also marks the beginning of our new year. As we all know that Yom Kippur, the Jewish people pray for forgiveness, good health and prosperity in the coming year, so do we also wish your personal success and victory this coming year, so that you can continue your great work on behalf of all the people of our great city. Please give a big hand in welcoming the mayor for 4 more years. 4 more years.
Good evening. Namaste. Just in case there's people here who don't speak fluent Hindi, I'll continue my remarks in English. Thank you, Andy, for that kind introduction. I don't know if I'll get to India in this next year, but my company has 2 offices. I used to spend a lot of time in Mumbai and in Delhi. And it is a country the people are warm, and it's a great place to do business. The food is great, and I loved it, and I will do my best to try to get there in the next year or 2. As many of you know, Andy came from what was then Bombay, now Mumbai, 17 years ago, is that correct? And he did the same thing I did. He came with a little more than a dream. He began working, I went in the securities business. He began working for a diamond dealer who he claims paid him just enough to buy a subway token each day. I quite honestly find that a little bit hard to believe because you have to eat as well. But suffice it to say, both he and I, on our first jobs, didn't make a lot of money. I think that's fair. And after a lot of hard work, I think you see the great American dream in action in Andy. He now runs his own business, and it just goes to show what is possible in this city and in this country. The same story is being played out by thousands of Indians here in our city, and many of them are here tonight. It is the ultimate New York story. From the beginning, this has been a place where people come from all over the world. They want to work hard and speak freely and worship in peace and build a better life. There's no place in the world as good as New York. You can go to a dozen different neighborhoods in Queens, for example, and find Hindus praying next to Muslims, praying next to Jews, praying next to Christians. And probably the only thing they're arguing about here in Queens is what's wrong with the Mets. This diversity and tolerance really is our greatest strength. We may come from different parts of the world, but we all share common values and ideals, and we also share our culture. In the next few weeks, we're going to ring in the Hindu New Year and celebrate Diwali. Last year, I was honored to host the first ever Diwali reception at Gracie Mansion, and it was a wonderful event, and I learned a great deal about this holiday. Diwali celebrates the renewal of life and the victory of good over evil. And that is certainly what we've seen here in New York City since 9/11. You all remember what it was like back then. We were shaken, we were scared, and nobody really knew what lay ahead. But in this uncertainty, we came together, and in our unity, we really found a great strength. So many people from across the country and other nations came to our aid too. It was one of the most uplifting consequences of that terrible day. And it's the same great American dream that Andy came here for, that I came from Boston for, that you've come here for, that we worked so hard for. By keeping our city moving forward, we really can make that dream a reality for all New Yorkers and ensure that the best days for New York City are still to come. So thank you, Dhanyawad, and have a great night. I am very happy Diwali and a safe
Lady's a very lucky girl. She has put a victory garland on Governor George Pataki, which resulted in him being elected. This year I would like to invite the same girl, Anita, to please come and place his victory garland around Mayor Michael Bloomberg. 4 more years, Mayor Bloomberg, 4 more years.